I've got a question. What wisdom do you hope to pass on to your children? Irvin Yalom said, I think I pass on to my children what I pass on to all people I come into contact with, which is to be kind to people and to have respect for learning and reading. All my children have enjoyed the intellectual life and many have had similar lives to me. My sons, a psychiatrist, my daughters, an obstetrician. I've got another son who loves the arts and he's a theater director, another son who was an artistic photographer. They've all tried to excel in their professions. Today, Irvin Yalom. Becoming Myself, a psychiatrist's memoir by Irvin Yalom. Freedom is the ultimate concern, most central to many existential thinkers. In my understanding, it refers to the idea that since we all live in a universe without inherent design, we must be the authors of our own lives, choices, and actions. Such freedom generates so much anxiety that many of us embrace gods or dictators to remove the burden. If we are in such rest terms, the uncontested author of everything that we have experienced, then our most cherished ideas, our most noble truths, the very bedrock of our convictions, are all undermined by the awareness that everything in the universe is contingent. Irvin Yalom, Becoming Myself, a Psychiatrist's Memoir. Reading his memoir is in itself therapeutic. By describing a life in relentless pursuit of learning and creativity, indeed a life spent in the service of others, Yalom gives hope to the rest of us that life can be lived meaningfully and happily. His book reads like the bittersweet meditation of a self-made man on a life well lived. There is a story of his young parents, the immigrants who arrived to Ellis Island without any knowledge of English. They didn't speak much of their life in the old country, and their son recognized, with a tinge of melancholy, that most of his family history would remain forever unknown to him. There was the inevitable conflict. On the one hand, the embarrassment of the young Bookish son and his parents' ignorance, and on the other, the parents' inability to understand their son's interests and ambitions while supporting his education. It's ironic that people sometimes think of therapy as self-indulgent. What therapy is ultimately striving to do is to help someone find a way to take responsibility for their own well-being. You don't achieve this by removing all support. As the coalition government appears to believe, that's a recipe for disaster. But effective treatment must always be about empowering and enabling individuals to take responsibility. If you aren't responsible, you cannot effect any changes after all. And as alarming as it may be to recognize that nobody else has the absolute power to heal and transform us, the process of change can only begin when we finally acknowledge that there aren't any gods, not in the field of mental health anyway. Thank you so much, take care, and see you next time.